uh, for our virtues to learn things, to face challenges, and to solve problems which we are facing on a daily basis. What I request you to do is just relax, have a cup of tea with you, and just very relax, because we're just discussing of what daily things we are thinking and how we can really discover our passion and purpose today. So through this Virtue Cafe basically is connected through Raj Yoga Center. In Raj Yoga Center, we do meditation, and where we can just calm down our mind. And we have sisters organization as well, which is Meditation Space, and we have Doha Meditation Center as well as a part of Virtue Cafe. So good, I'm excited. So I hope everybody excited, and I just want thumbs up from everybody. All right, I can see everybody down there. Great. More people are joining now. Okay, I can see Jency. Hello, hi. And Nemo. I can't see them, but I can see that they're there now. Okay, so let's start a little icebreaker to see that we are focused for this session and we are fully attentive. So are we ready? Thumbs up. Yes, good. So first thing, I just request everybody to switch on their videos if possible. That will be great, because that activity needs a bit of. So I can see people have done it. A few left out. Jency and Nemo and Seni. They have not.
When she was just a girl.
So yeah, Jency, you willing to on your video? It's possible. Okay. Anna is there. Anna, can you on your video? Yes, thank you. Great. So let's start this. I mean, what the game is about, like, when I will tell you just to follow my audio, we just have to follow my audio, not my video. So whatever I'm doing in my video, don't follow it. Just listen what I'm saying. And when I will say follow my video, then just follow, just follow my video and don't follow my audio. And that's how we turn around. So are we ready? Yeah. So now I want you to just follow my audio, what I'm saying. Don't do anything which I'm doing in video. All right. So I want you to raise your both hands. Both hands, please. Both hands. Both hands. Okay, I can see some people are raising still one hand. Oh, pretty much everybody's there. Oh, Krishna Bhai, you are just one hand. All right, all right. So let's try one more time. So just follow my video. Oh, sorry, just follow my audio. So I want you to stand up. Stand up. Okay, I can see people. Oh, wow. Wow. Yes, I can. So I'm audible. Wow. Yeah, great. So I'm audible. Great. All right. Good. Good going. So now I want everybody to just do what I'm doing in my video. Don't listen what I'm saying. Okay. So are you ready? Yeah. So I want everyone to show one hand only. One hand. Only one hand. One hand only. Okay. I can see still people are showing me one hand. Right. So what I said is follow my video, not the audio. Okay. But I'm showing both hands in my video. All right. So round of applause for everybody. Thanks for joining. And let's. I think now everybody's there. To audio and video is working. I just wanted to see if everything is working well for everybody, and we are fully focused for this lovely session which we have. A lot of people have put a lot of hard work on this. So let's take the full credit. It's full. There. Okay, let's start this session. We'll go to the next slide. So today's agenda, we're discussing about passion, purpose, and so what will be passion and how we can really achieve and discover our purpose, understanding yourself, and then we just be in the activity in the groups. We can go very deep into it, and then our special guest, that is Prakash Sugani, will join. He will go really deep into this discovering our passion and purpose, and then he will do a meditation. After that, we can do a question and answer. Yeah. So before that, sorry. So I would like to ask few of you, what is passion for you? You know, what you really think passion is for you. So anybody can tell me. We are just few. I thought first in chat box, but I think we can speak. Anybody who wants to speak on passion, what is passion? Anybody? Anna, you want to say? You're on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The passion is to learn human behavior.
To learn, sorry?
Human behavior.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's great. That's great. And purpose for you?
For harmony.
Which one, sorry?
To develop harmony.
To develop harmony. Great. That's great. So who else can tell me what they think is passion purpose? Krishna? You're on mute, Krishna.
Yeah, thanks for asking, Nikhil. Passion for me at the moment, I just can think of one thing is about spreading happiness. That is passion. I'm very passionate about seeing others happy.
Great.
So for me at this moment, what I can think of is that, yes.
Great, great. Who else can tell me? Sarita, like to share something?
Yes, my passion as of now is art. It keeps changing.
Wow.
I don't have one
Great.
passion. Somehow it changes a few months. Sometimes it lasts for a year. So this year it's been art. And then my purpose.
Yeah, I can see a lot of art behind you as well. I mean, paintings behind. Wow.
That's some of it,
Yeah.
And my purpose would be just to understand myself completely so that I don't surprise myself.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'll go with a simple meaning.
There is a message in the chat box. Bala has shared something.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Should I read it?
Yes, if you can, that would be great.
Bala says passion is something you do with full heart.
Yes, correct. Excellent. Passion is something, now I can read, Passion is something you do with full heart. Great. That's amazing. All right. So I think pretty much we have understanding of passion purpose. Let's go a simple meaning of it. So passion is basically, what is the meaning of passion? When you just go very simpler way, it's a strong feeling, a strong belief, and A purpose is whatever we do, and there's a reason behind it. Anything, the intention behind it, that's his purpose in a simpler manner. So anything we do, there's a meaning or there's a reason behind it. And why really have to know your purpose and passion is because when you know your purpose and passion, then you can you can be more positive and focused, and it really strengthen your relationships. You can even you live your value-based living. That's what it says. So you have more clarity, you know, and you become. It's like you live that happy moment every time. Yeah. And so I showed one side over there how we can reach because our topic is to discover purpose. So we can see 3 balls over there. So example is if you think that purpose is an adult, yeah. So before you become adult, you become teenager. That is your passion. So once you understand passion, is you become a teenager. But before you become a teenager, you need to be child. So that's your interest. So before you become child, you are baby. So that's your curiosity. So if I explain through my journey, a bit of story, um, currently I'm having 15 years experience in my hospitality industry. I'm working in UAE for the past 15 years. Really happy to being here. Very proud as well. Main thing, so in hospitality industry, the main purpose which I understood is that to give that wow experience to all the guests. That's the ultimate purpose. So every time we meet, we have to give that wow experience. To give that wow experience, we need to make sure that we have that wow attitude. So that I understood through my journey in hospitality industry. And so once I was basically a very average student in my school. So I got a beating as well from my parents, not to study well, but I didn't lose the hope. And so in that moment, I was very curious how an ordinary people do an extraordinary results. So if I'm average as well, how they really do that extraordinary things. So I was very curious. That was my starting point to being very curious. I used to read books about it, like Mahatma Gandhi, and how he did it, what he did, the simple man. So that was the interest I had. A lot of books, even go to reading Mother Teresa, what she's doing about. And then once I was in hospitality industry, I loved my job because I was connecting with people and really making them happy. That makes me feel good. I was feeling so wonderful. And that's gave me that this is my passion, that because I had that feeling, strong feeling that this is what I really like, you know. And if I see somebody needs help in my team, or I really, I'm there, I'm there to them. So once I start thinking that this is my passion, and that passion is helping others to make them smile or make them help to achieve their dreams, that became my purpose. So once I understood my purpose is to serve, so that thing which hit me, that my purpose is to serve. So simple, nothing which bigger. Once I understand that, my whole life was in a different way. I really was feeling very positive. I was achieving my goals very fast, and because I know my purpose is just to serve, not having that results. So that how Malava is written, that you really put your heart onto that passion. So that comes in. So I put in, that's my small little sweet story about going to that stages to understand purpose. So let's go really deep to understand ourselves first. To really understand the purpose and passion, we need to understand ourselves. So if you can see the slide, it says, let's learn from the nature. So the activity is very simple. We just have to think. We have to just choose one object from nature and think there are three qualities. Like, example, I chose water, and for me, water has a really good qualities, molds in any shape, and it gives that life to plants, and it has that power as well to generate energy. So that three qualities, I feel that is my quality as well. I'm going towards it. So I would request you to think one object, anything in the nature, which you resonates, and the three qualities. We'll give you 5 minutes for that. I think three to 4 minutes. Let's take it, and then we'll have one or two people discuss on that, and yeah. So time starts now. If anybody is ready, we can start as well. So we have more people joined in. I hope everybody had.
Francis, give my book.
We can think of a tree. The purpose is to give shade,
Francis, come here, Francis.
oxygen,
Correct.
and
Francis, come here.
selflessness.
Wow.
Close
So
the door.
tree, you chose tree. So three qualities: oxygen, and then
It gives a shade, and then selfless service. Selflessness,
wow.
like.
Correct. Amazing.
Thank you.
So who else is ready? Anybody wants to share? Yeah, Niti, you want to share?
The tree, yeah. And
Yeah.
I see it as the tree is strong. It's always providing, so it's a bestower.
Yeah.
And it's always grounded. So it's
Yeah.
so strong,
Right.
bestower, and grounded.
Right. Correct. Great. Anybody else who wants to share? I'm very excited now. I mean, I really understand that we have lovely people here on here. Wow. So yeah, Sangeeta wants to share.
So I chose ocean
Wow.
because it's very deep. It's very serene when you sit in front of the ocean or you look at it, feel like you're out of this world, and then it takes the all waste, but it puts it or throws it away, or it puts it into the corner. So that's why I love ocean.
Wow. Great. That's great. All right. So I think pretty much everybody has it. Keep with yourself that three qualities. What we're going to do is we'll have a small group activity where we just discuss among ourselves and then with the other fellow people, and that what actually these qualities Will do. So in that group, we have two questions. So we'll divide into a group, and two questions what we have is, what am I passionate about? That's your first question you need to discuss among the other team members and yourself. And second is, what are the three qualities I discovered today? The same qualities which you discovered through nature, and how are these qualities connected to my passion? So as we discussed on the nature, we understood that that is my qualities, because it's the way how you see things. Like there were two people right now. There was Balabhai, and then we had Sangeeta over there, and there was Dipti. They were discussing about tree. So they were looking, into two different qualities. And so it's the way how we look at things. And actually, this is our quality. Whatever you're looking outside, you chose to be. You only chose that object. So let's go discuss this among groups. So one of our members, Fish, will be dividing the group, and there will be one or two coordinator within the group as well to help you. So relax, don't be too serious on that. Yeah. So yeah, let's start. Satish bhai, you there? Great.
So I have just copied that this one question on the chat box as well. So if you forget this, you can just open even in the rooms. So we have nearly 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, so at the end of 10 minutes, you will be getting a reminder that to exit the room. So that time you can exit the room, not the meeting. Again, you will be back to the main stream. And if you have any questions, you may ask regarding the group discussion. If you have any clarification needed, you may ask. Okay, great. So it's clear for us. So I'm going to divide into groups. So we are 16 of us. Okay.
Yeah, so I think he's going to the groups now. So whosoever is there. So we have Sangeeta with us, and then Satish. Still we have other people you can see. So I think Satish is just making everybody in the group. So in the meanwhile, I think he's doing that. Sangeeta, you want to share something, what you are passionate about? Or yeah, who else wants to share?
My passion keeps, I mean, it's something that that gives me a lot of happiness, as well as like someone shared from the group that if someone is happy and I'm able to give that happiness to others and I'm happy, then that is ultimately that becomes my passion. So whatever I do, if it is something that is also making me happy and others, then it becomes automatically my passion.
Great. Yeah. And so you chose ocean, right? Yeah. Great. So is it connected to your passion?
Yes, to a highest extent. That's what I want to be. I want to be there. So how I can become like that. For that, I need to pursue further to make my own efforts, become that unconditional giver, and specifically that quality of, if I say waste, so for me, waste would be like any kind of influence, any negativity coming out from anyone who I'm interacting, or anyone for that matter, how I'm able to take or transform that negativity into positive, or rather not take it and not have things also against those. So that would become like ultimate quality that ocean has.
Great. We have Madeline also with us. Madeline, you want to share anything? Is there? Okay. So yeah, I mean,
so what
passionate.
is your Nikhil? What is your passion? Very interesting.
I think I discussed that because my passion, I feel, is really to I really love to help, and I really feel that to make people happy, that's my passion. Because through my job as well, I'm in this hospitality industry, part of restaurants, and where I need to connect with everybody. And my job is to make them happy first, but I do it from the heart. That emotion of that feeling is great. And I chose water. So and water to be the qualities I really like is it molds everywhere. It goes to anywhere. And really, I thought that it was good. I understood through that I have to mold myself in different situations always, to understand better. So that quality really helped me to understand better. Yeah.
If I may ask you just to help me in practical way, what could be like those small examples that you do that brings those qualities in you?
I think the best thing I practice, the practice of meditation, actually, that really helped me a lot. Before, because I work in a busy environment, so a lot of busyness is there, in terms of guests are there, and they have a lot of expectations. To meet that, you have sometimes, pressure is high, so stress is there. To manage that, I start doing meditation. So once I did meditation, I understood that I have the responsibility and I can change things. I can change my emotions by myself. I don't need any other person to do that. So once I understood that, the result was that I was molding myself. So the practice was meditation, and the result which I was getting is that I can feel that I'm uh, molding myself to a more positive and to be more calm, basically, and more happy as well. So that gives me, that every situation got changed after that. Earlier, I was very reactive towards any situation, but after doing meditation, it really helped me.
So if I have to understand what you do in meditation,
okay,
how do you
sorry.
What do you do exactly in meditation? There are a lot of forms of meditation, and how is it different? And like you said, very interestingly, that we have our busy life and we have a lot of things going on, and it's not easy to be in that pace that I'm sitting in that silence mode, and I'm not having anything on going on in my mind. Especially if I have a very busy day, a lot of thoughts goes on. So how do you start, and what that tips that you can give me to understand and start doing, like, at least, like, say, start for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but then how do I start and what do I do in meditation?
So I think first step which I did is I actually right now doing Raj Yoga meditation. That's what I learned, and through that I got connected to myself. And so first thing I did is I learned that I need to forgive myself and to forgive others. That's the first thing I did for myself. And I started doing in the night because the day starts, the prep which you need to do is from the night. So before I sleep, I just started doing this for 1 minute to 2 minutes. I started forgiving myself if I did any mistake. I used to just tune that in my mind that I'm forgiving myself and I'm forgiving everybody today if they have done something wrong or something which I didn't like it. And through that, gave me power in the morning, basically, to think more positive. And I was more present. And after that, started doing in the morning as well, even 5 minutes before I leave to work, uh, and to really connect to myself and being very positive thoughts just to generate. That was my first, start, I would say. So it really helped me, and even if I'm busy, I had any situation comes in, then what I'll do is if I'm not feeling well or if something goes wrong, not according to my expectations, I'll just stand for a moment, 1 minute, just for I call it, and we call it in Raj Yoga Center as well, traffic control. You know that all the traffic which is going on in your mind, your thoughts, just stand and just observe. So it really helped me out. So let's ask Bindu. She's also there. And we have Seni as well.
Seni or Satish.
Satish is there as well, yeah.
Devendra.
Devendra. Satish, can you share something? I think now we have time is over, I think, no?
Yeah,
also,
so we have two more minutes probably.
Yeah, I think 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah. So we can come back.
Yeah. So it was great listening to your experiences. I think somebody has to unmute. So yeah, so what I while I'm listening to that, and it is something where we really put our values into practice through our actions. So that is where I feel it's that I'm living my purpose. In order to identify that values, that exercise you have explained, it's really connecting. So for me, it was like waterfalls, So I like to go there because it brings a lot of freshness in the mind, and it creates a lot of power and energy, and it serves the people by bringing that liveliness to their life. So people go there. And also waterfalls helps in different ways in paddy field, and the water is not stagnant, it's keep flowing, so it's helping people. So these values, I feel that is connected with me as well. So whenever I do something to create that kind of vibrations among the people who create that energy, I feel that I am living my life. So I like traveling like waterfalls. I like creating that vibes of energy among wherever I go. So it's really connecting with my purpose of life. I enjoy living my purpose in that way. Thank you.
Great, Sadish. Great. Good to know that. Gives me excitement as well. I mean, after listening to all of you.
And I think we have in 1 minute, the meeting will be closed. So I will close all the rooms now. So in 1 minute, they will be joining us.
Okay. So anybody else wants to share? Nitin? Brother Nitin, you want to share anything? Bindu, Sister Bindu is there. Sister Seni is there.
Can I say 1 minute?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello. I have 1 minute. Huh?
Everybody's joining. Yes, they're back.
Yeah. So
yeah, wow. I can see a lot of smiling faces. Great. I love that. So means the group session was great. Yeah, Devendra, you were saying something.
Yeah. The purpose of life that currently we can say in overall goal is to create the heaven. So first we have to create that. This is our responsibility right now. In our mind, every day we have to feel the heavenly experience. Actually, every day we are feeling either hell or heaven. So hell or heaven is not outside; it is inside our mind. We are always getting the experience. So more and more, when we'll experience this heavenly experience, then one day heaven will come. So
great.
So this is our purpose currently right now, because every soul is acting through this three faculty, and how these three faculty always has to experience good experience, that we have to means my awareness is that I have to sit in the driver's seat, and more if I will sit and I will aware more and more, then this mind and the sanskar, intellect. So these three.
Yeah.
Will
so
give
main
us
thing,
the
Devendra, you said about your thoughts, basically, right?
Yeah.
So good. I mean, great thoughts, positive thoughts. That's a great thing. I mean, I really love that. Great,
Basically,
Devendra.
the purpose is awareness. How to be
So
aware.
awareness. Great.
Yeah.
Yes, great. Okay, so I think everybody has joined in now. So let's start with one of who wants to share from the team their experiences through that from the group. Who wants to share? Anybody? I can't see anybody's video now. Only 3 people are. I think I need to do this game again. Yeah. So Anna, I can see. Pallavi, I can see. Okay. So who wants to share first?
Let it be Krishna from my team.
Krishna. Okay, Krishna, can you just? We can't see you.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Thanks, Anna. So I was with Anna in the group.
Yeah.
And shared some very wonderful thoughts.
Yeah.
So I would start with Anna's. Anna picked not just one, but 3 things from nature: the sun, the tree, and the ocean. So I'll just keep it short. I think the most interesting thing was the sun. You know, she said the sun shines bright on everything and everyone, you know, irrespective of who they are. So that's one. You know, it's not discriminative.
I can see through her face as well. She's shining.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so that's one very interesting point that I liked what Anna shared. And I chose a mountain. because a mountain is strong, dependable, and protective. It protects you from harsh weather. So I've always chosen a mountain whenever somebody's asked me the same question. So I think probably somewhere or the other there is these qualities in me: strong dependability and protectiveness. Yes.
Great. Wow. So you had only one person with you, right?
Yes, I had only Anna with me. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great. So who else wants to share? Okay, Madeline. Yes.
Yeah, with me was Atika from
Okay.
Oman. Atika
Okay.
is from Oman, and then
Yeah.
a bit later, Pradeep joined us. So we are three, and Atika chose sea, and I chose river. So we are
Mhm.
like best friends. And
Oh.
then Pradeep chose greeneries.
Yeah.
So Atika has this passion about being a support to
Support.
something. So
Great.
she likes, she's passionate about being supportive, and this has become her purpose because now she's working in technical support in computers, and so she loves it when she's be able to give support, to solve problems, and to provide solutions to others. So she's very
Great.
happy about that. Yes. And
Wow.
I chose river, and I feel river is very clear. It's always been my choice. And river is always flowing, always adjusting. And in my profession, because my passion is writing, I feel that writing is I'm always seeking for clarity, for being able to express, and that's, I think, what's driving me. And in connection with the river, it's that is able to give clarity. It's clear.
Great.
Sometimes it's also deep. So writing sometimes is also deep. And then
Yes.
Pradeep, he is also likes the greeneries because it's giving the calmness and bliss. And
Yes.
he likes to do, his passion is to research, to know something, to discover something. So this is what the team has come up. Thank you.
Great. Wow. Great. Who else wants to say?
I'd like to vote for Susan from my team, group 2,
Okay. Yeah.
because she was speaking and then we got moved to this session. Susan,
Okay.
would you like to give a brief?
Yes, Susan.
Oh, sorry. Okay, 3 of us were in the group. I didn't get the name of the other sister, but I've got Sister Deet in there.
Yeah.
The third lady, she loves the ocean. You know, I think she loves traveling.
Yes.
And I love teaching. And
Oh.
sister also loves helping people to be well, you know, healing. And
Yes.
later on, we discuss, you know, what do we gain from the nature, you know, that we are choosing. I said I love rain, and rain gives the ground to grow things that I love teaching, so growing. And I think, well, we cut off because I didn't hear anything after that, apart from, you know, I think the lady said she is strong.
Yes.
Yeah, so sorry, I didn't get the remaining, you know, because it was cut off.
Okay. Okay. Great. I mean, I think everybody did very well understanding themselves, and plus now how we can connect through our passion, through that, the qualities which we learn through nature, that's our own qualities, and how we can connect through our passions to become a purpose. So purpose, when we serve others, and then becomes a purpose. All right. So I'm fully excited to now introduce our Prakash Sugani, who is the main lead of the session. So he will be joining now soon. Yeah, let me just share this slide. Yes. So Prakash is executive coach, leadership trainer, and a business consultant. And I personally know him. He is a fantastic person, and he's a person who can really tell you about purpose and passion. I really have seen him. Um, he's very purposeful. Anything you do, do it for excellence, and it's very inspiring. And he has 18 years experience in uh, to meditation, and plus he has good experience in corporate world. So it's a good blend of spirituality and the corporate. So we can all learn that real deep meaning of passion and purpose. So I would let's give a round of applause for Prakash and welcome him on board. And that's it. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Nikhil. An amazing session so far, and it was so beautiful to eavesdrop on some of what others were talking and listening to all the greatness that lies within. And that's what we have been exploring through this beautiful exercise that you did. So that's amazing. Thank you so much. Passion and purpose. Why do we really need to be exploring this? And you did touch upon it. It's so nice to see that if there is passion in what we are doing, then there is no such thing as work. You don't even experience work as it is. Shakespeare said that very nicely. He says, the labor we delight in, physics pain, which means if you like what you do, you don't even know that you're doing it. It's like, you will not even realize how time moves. And for you, it'll be like 1 second, you were doing all these things. I mean, wow, it's already 5 hours past since I've been doing it. So that's the kind of focus with which you're doing it. That's the passion that you have. And so time stands still for you when you're doing it. So it's so nice to see. That's one part of it, that when you have this way of doing things that you love, you don't realize the pain. But also, you never retire, right? So you're doing things so nicely that you want to continue doing it for your entire life. I mean, there's no such thing as at 60, I'll stop doing this. At 70, I'll stop doing this. At 80, I'll stop doing this. But you want to do it till the last breath of yours because you're so passionate about it. You love it so much. You like to just constantly keep doing it. And so it's so nice that we've taken up this subject and tried to explore it. And I feel it's an exploration that continues. It keeps on evolving. It's not something that you need to just say, okay, I fixed myself. This is supposed to be what I'm passionate about, and I'm going to keep that my purpose, and I'm going to, move forward with that in life. It's ever evolving. It's ever growing. We start seeing as we move forward in life, as we start having different experiences, we meet different people. We see that certain skills of ours are somehow getting honed in certain areas, or there's some need in certain areas. We start making different aspects of our life our passion and purpose. So it's great to see how that happens. But the idea is that it's so important to have an alignment of these three things. So before I get into that, let me just, everybody was speaking a little about what they really saw in that thing from nature. And some of them spoke about what they're passionate about. So I'd like to share a few things that I'm passionate about and what did I see in nature. Like we heard from Krishna that he likes the mountains, and I love the mountains. And I've been so many times close to the Himalayas, never gone up the Himalayas, but very close to it. And so those places really inspire me. So what is it that I love over there? And what is my passion? So I just like to share that with everybody. Let me just put this up for you all in a moment. You can just see these two things. So what am I passionate about? Exploring possibilities of the self and expressing this to others. I just believe that there's so much about a person in terms of my mind, in terms of the person who I am, my qualities, my powers. Really, sometimes, why is it that I get cheesed off? Why do I get angry? Why do I sometimes feel jealous? And how is it that I feel peaceful sometimes? And it takes probably a moment, a second for me to feel happy. So exploring the self and the possibilities that lie within is something that I'm really keen, interested, curious about. And I think I love this part. I'm very passionate about this. And I love to express that to others. I remember I used to be in the Toastmasters, and I was so much doing this that once there was this very senior Toastmaster who came to me and said, Prakash, today is your 9th speech that you're going to have in the Toastmasters Club here. Can you please stop talking about the self and give us some other subject? So they were so irritated about it. But that's what happens when you're so passionate about something. You kind of keep exploring it and you're talking about it to other people as learning more about yourself. So that is something that I'm really passionate about. And the question is then, what's the connection between those three things you've discovered about yourself? So when I saw the mountain, that's what I resonate with a lot. And so the three qualities that came out for me from a mountain was courage. Courageous. I somehow find it as something that's really standing there. It's carefree and it doesn't really care about anything at all. It's so powerful. And for me, that's a sign of courage. Just that place, it's standing there, it's stable. So for me, it's courage. It inspires awe. Every time I look at these big mountains, and I used to, for one point in time, for 3 years, I lived in Fujairah. And, you keep going up and down, you watch these huge, beautiful, but dark and solid mountains. I love them. Every time I pass that place, it somehow inspires me. I just have some different thoughts every time I see those mountains. So it's very awe-inspiring, kind of demands a lot of respect from me. And then I also look at it as a very serene, quiet, and very peaceful place as well. You go up on those mountains and you just sit on the top, and it's real peaceful there. So these three things is what I see. And how does that relate to what I'm passionate about? What this tells me is, okay, I am a person who values courage. I value inspiring others and being inspired. And I value peace. So when I'm following my passion, I need to try and see how I can be passionate and I can go about doing things and I can express my passion in so many different fashions, different ways. There's so many channels in which so let us not get stuck about what is it that I have to do eventually in life to be able to fulfill my purpose. It's not that one single goal you want to get yourself to achieving. And we'll get to that as we move further. It's, as I said, it's exploratory. It's very different from everybody, and you can do it in so many different fashions. But the idea is to, whilst you are going about doing what you think you like to do not disengage from these core values of yours: courage, awe-inspiring, and serenity. You need to constantly be aligned to this. And when you're aligned with who you truly are and what you know about yourself, then you will start seeing a huge difference in the way you do what you do. So for example, I'm a corporate trainer and I do a lot of leadership workshops. Now, when I'm doing leadership workshops, I'm now utilizing this keenness that I have, it's the passion about understanding the self and expressing that to others. I'm seeing how I can use that within the space of leadership. There was a time when I was into manpower services and waste management services. So you can imagine I'm doing waste management, which means I'm actually arranging for trucks to go to a certain place, pick up garbage and go to a place like Sonapur where you have this dump yard and dump that garbage there and come back. As rudimentary as cleaning up the town. Now, how could I have passion there? So important. Whilst I'm doing what I'm doing there, I'm constantly trying and exploring possibilities of the self still, because I'm talking to people, I'm interacting with them. I'm being polite, sometimes I'm not. I'm being harsh and rude. I'm feeling good about myself, sometimes I'm not. So I'm constantly exploring myself and I'm helping others also to see the best in them whilst I'm doing that sort of a job. And I'm staying courageous, I'm being inspired, and I'm also seeing how I can have serenity in everything I'm doing, whether it's the way I start my day, it's through the day, it's the way I end my day, or it's even outside of work that I'm continuously doing what I'm doing. So I found that it's so important for you to, first of all, have an idea of yourself, know who you are, particularly in terms of your qualities, the core qualities. You cannot try and pursue passion and purpose without this. Very important that you are aligned to the core of yourself. Now, have you ever seen, this is a question to everybody, that people are doing some fantastic things, but they may not really be very, let's say, polite. calm, composed, or even happy for that matter, or peaceful. In the bargain, they want to be peaceful, they want to be happy, they're doing a lot of these things, they believe that that's what they want to do, but unfortunately, they, kind of feel torn apart and they do not really feel very good about themselves. How many times have you gone into this airline where you have the staff who's supposed to serve you and you say, excuse me, would you mind giving me a glass of water? And she looks at you and says, it's not time right now. You've got to wait for some time. I'll give it to you after some time. Or she says, yes, I will, in a very rude way. But what is happening? One is about they probably might have had a bad time that time. But sometimes you see people who are, that's the disposition that they come with wherever they're working. So they're working, they're doing things, but you can sense that they are frustrated, they're irritated, they don't really enjoy what they are doing. Why? Because there's this lack of alignment, because they've not understood themselves and they're not able to express those qualities in what they're doing. Because the moment they start expressing those qualities in whatever they're doing, there's a very different way in which they will serve, they will give, they will, entertain, or whatever they're doing. So that's the reason why we're not on those. So I constantly try and keep my passion about what I love to do. And I want to understand, hey, whatever I'm doing, I must be courageous. And if I see that I'm getting stuck in a certain space where my courage is being undermined or compromised, or I'm not able to really bring myself to a space of being serene, then I try and understand what's going on, which is wrong with me. And I try and align myself to whatever's happening over there. And sometimes it may not be possible. So then I try and shift to see, should I be doing something else with somebody else? So it's very important to keep these in front of us, because I have seen people who've been doing things for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, and then they turn back and say, what a waste of life. They've just been running a rat race. I want to achieve that. Why? Because everybody else is doing it, or because that person who's my neighbor is doing that and he's very successful or she's very successful. That's exactly why I want to go there. Hey, but that's not aligned to who you truly are. So what I'm trying to suggest to everybody is there must be alignment. Very critical. There must be alignment. Whenever you're looking at a passion and purpose, if there's no alignment, you're not going to be able to experience these things. So firstly, alignment with what? Alignment with your core self. My qualities. Who am I? What are my true qualities? What am I made up of? And then what are my skills? What are my talents? What are certain things that I do? When I do them, I just get so lost and absorbed and so focused, and I really love it so much that I don't know that time is flying. So that's really exploring yourself. When you get a good picture of that, then you start expressing, you're doing those things, whatever you like. So you could be doing waste management, you could be doing training of people, you could be in an office sitting in, probably in an advertising agency doing a few things, or you're doing some clerical stuff where you're coordinating things for people. Just a coordinator, which is a great thing to do. But when I say that, I'm just trying to show you that it can be anything you do. I love this story. I love the story about John F. Kennedy. One of the things he wanted to do was he wanted to see how man sets his foot on the moon. And so during his tenure, he said, okay, NASA, my biggest aim while I'm a president of the United States of America is to see how a person reaches the moon. Well, they said, fantastic, that's interesting, and let's start working on that project. So 2 years down the line, JFK, he walks into NASA. And of course, people knew he's coming, so they're getting everything prepared for John F. Kennedy. And so when he's entering, he sees this young lad who's a sweeper over there. And he looks at him, and that sweeper looks at John F. Kennedy, and stands up there, he salutes and says, Mr. President, he just salutes, Mr. President, so happy to have you here. And so John F. Kennedy asks this guy, like this young guy, so young lad, what do you do over here in NASA? He says, sir, I'm part of the team that wants to set man on the moon. And then this guy, you can imagine, when you're holding a picture like that in your head, what's the kind of work you'll be doing and how much of passion you'll be in that and how much of happiness and whatever you're doing, you'll actually be doing the best of what you do, right? They say that even if you are a sweeper, be such a great sweeper. You should be like Beethoven is for music or Shakespeare is in terms of drama and writing. You need to be that sweeper so that the angels can come down and look at you and say, wow, there was a sweeper who was amazing. So that's the way we need to really be about whatever we're doing. How does it happen? You must hold a bigger picture. Remember, the bigger picture is important for you. You may be doing that job of a coordinator, but what are you doing actually? What's the bigger picture that you're doing? So some of you may be writing, you're a journalist. What's the big picture? You are dawning light on the world. You are enlightening people. And with that enlightenment, they have better lives, better homes, better families, better work to do. So it's so important to see that bigger picture of whatever you may be doing. All right. And I know that every organization in the world today is trying to fulfill a need in the society. So if I'm working somewhere, I've seen so many people who are struggling. They're working in a place and they're saying, I don't know, I'm not passionate about my work. Well, because you're not seeing the big picture of what your organization is achieving. And you are a very important spoke in that wheel that is allowing that thing to take place in that particular space. So it's so important for you to see that constantly. We forget the big picture and then we lose passion. You start seeing the big picture, you're passionate. Those three people breaking stones. We've seen that story, going left, right, and center. The first person you go and ask, hey, what are you doing? He says, are you blind? I'm breaking stones. Can't you see that? They ask the second guy who's breaking the same stones, what are you doing? He looks at it and says, I don't know. There's some structure coming up, so I'm doing that. Goes to the third person. The third person's same skill. Everybody's got the same skill, all stone breakers. The third person looks up and says, you know what? There's this beautiful place of worship coming up over here. And I understand there are going to be 10,000 people in that hall at one time being able to pray. And so these stones are going to be put on those walls of that prayer hall. And that guy, I'll ask you that question. Who do you think will be the most passionate about the three people? Well, the first person doesn't know. He just said, I'm breaking stones. But the third person knows exactly the big picture of what these stones are going to do. And so he's connected and aligned to that big picture. And so he's so passionate about it. He loves his job. And for him, for that moment, that's his purpose, because he's making a difference to 10,000 people on a daily basis. And so imagine for us as well, wherever we are, we need to start seeing that big picture. Because guess what? To start with, this is a beautiful, I'm going to try and draw a ladder in your minds, all right? To start with, initially, what is it that we are all trying to do? We're trying to fulfill our needs, my physical needs, my mental needs. I want to look at myself. And then I start saying, okay, me and my family, I want to look after these people here. But as we start understanding more and we start moving forward in life, we say, okay, I want to do more for my society. And then we say, you know what, I love to do more for the country. I love to then do more for the world. And whether we know it or not, and this is all science, research. Right? You look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. One of the right on the top is self-actualization, which is you truly want to be able to do things that is the reason for your existence. And then what we realize is my existence is not over here just to gain for myself. It's like, the car that is the car, the existence of a car is not just to be drinking petrol and doing nothing else. So if you're just going to have a car and it's just going to keep giving it petrol, that's not what it's there for. It's there to help people commute, to move from one place to another place. So every human being, every human soul has a reason that they have created for. And so the moment you start saying, okay, fantastic. So that's the right on the top. So first we're taking care of all our self and this needs and that needs. But slowly but steadily, you start seeing that, you know what? No. That's not really why I'm here. I'm here for better things to do. I'm here to contribute. I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to support. Why? Because I've got the potential. I've got it inside me. And I'm unique. And every single human is unique. And there is enough in the world that is required from each of us. When you look at nature, we speak of the mountains, we speak of the trees, we speak of the rivers, we speak about the sun or whatever. If you see, what does nature have? It doesn't really want to take for itself. It just takes enough. And most of the time, if not every single time, it's giving, it's giving, it's giving. And it does not give with an intention of taking back. It just gives. That's it, period. I'm here to give. I'm here to be. In fact, it doesn't even have the consciousness that I'm giving. It doesn't think that it's giving. It's there, it's available, and automatically people are there to take from it. Sometimes just us being who we are is the most beautiful thing that we can actually be. Just be who you are. For me, I think that was one of my purpose. I remember doing a lot of exercises and trying to find out my personal mission statement. And there's a lot of processes that I used to do to get to that place. One of the things I tell you to do is think of yourself when you're 80 years old. All right, you have 50 people sitting around you, or maybe 5 people. And you're cutting this birthday cake, and then they're now ready to propose a toast for you. And so now, what would you like each of them to say about you when you're 80? For y'all, it'll be too much to think about 80. So I think it's good for you guys to think about when you are 45, okay? Or when you're 50. For some of you, when you are 25, okay? So think about yourself 5 years hence. Think about yourself 10 years hence, perhaps. 10 years hence is a good idea. 10 years hence. Think of yourself 10 years hence. All right, let's actually do that. That's a beautiful exercise. Okay, that's a beautiful exercise. Because today, I'm not giving you answers, but we're just exploring. We're just going to awaken and open this thing up with a lot of ideas and questions that I'm going to throw at you. So let's just do this beautiful exercise. Think of yourself 10 years hence. You're as beautiful as you are right now. Don't worry. Yeah. You're as smart as you are. You're much more wiser. You're far more smarter. You're far more evolved. All right. And so when you look at yourself there, what would you like to see yourself engaged in, involved doing or being? And what would you like people to tell you? What are the words of those near and dear ones of yours? Think about an office colleague. Think about somebody from home. Think about somebody in your social circle. Think of all these 4 or 5 people. What are the words that you would want from them to be spoken about you? That's a beautiful way to just process. Okay, am I actually fulfilling those right now? Am I putting them in action? Am I doing things on a daily basis? And it's very, very evolutionary. It's not revolutionary. It just can't happen overnight. On a daily basis, a few things that you're doing that is aligned to that final picture after 10 years that you want to see of yourself, right? I want to be proud of myself 10 years from now. That's the legacy I want to leave back. That's the memory I want people to hold of me. All right. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And so for that, today, what am I doing on a daily basis to get to that place? And you'll realize it has nothing to do with your actual job per se, but it has to do with a lot of other values, qualities that you are able to express on a daily basis. It could be supporting others. It could be cooperating with somebody. It could be helping them. It could even be staying strong and steady and inspiring. And you're the person who never got angry with me, although I did all these things, who never shouted and hit and beat me and got crazy at me and mad at me. And all those things are what you'd love to actually hear people speak about you, and who was able to be focused and disciplined and to get to where he was and blah, blah, blah. And all those wonderful things come out when you think of this exercise. So guess what? I did this exercise and I did a lot of things. And then eventually I had to create a personal mission statement. And during that process, I also did about self-exploration. I realized that I'm courageous, I'm a person who's awe-inspiring, and I'm a person who is, I forgot the third one. What is the third one? Any idea? Okay, so like the mountain, I am serene. Okay, so then when I discovered that, and then I thought about these people talking a lot of things to me, I had to create a statement. And the statement I created was just 2 words. Just be, period. That's it. Just be. I just realized that whatever I might be doing becomes immaterial as long as I am who I am. Then there'll be some amazing stuff. So waste management, collecting waste from one part of the world to another part of the world. Fair enough. No problem. I don't have to leave that and say, What are you going to do now? I want to really follow my passion and my purpose. Hey, can you not find it in where you see? There are two things. Not all are fortunate enough to do what they like. Agree? Yes. So they say, okay, if you can do that, doing what you like. Okay, I like this. I love this. I'm passionate about this. And that's exactly what I'm doing in my life. Beautiful. Shake hands. Well done to you. What are the other side of people who are doing so many things that they may not have thought about in their lifetimes, but they're doing those, you see? I mean, for me, I was a person who wanted to become a finance guy, right? I was very good with accounts and commerce, and I was a rank in my university, rank student. But then somebody came and said, you got the gift of the gab, get into sales. So I'm into selling now. Far away went finance and accounts and all that. And so now I'm doing selling. And then one fine day, someone said, when you're doing what you're doing, you're a good guy for motivating others. So why don't you move into HR? So I went into HR. Now imagine, where is selling and where is human resources? So here's human resource guy now, and he's doing human resources all of a sudden. And then from there, suddenly I move into, hey, okay, you're trying to do those engagement programs, and you're trying to do all these systems in place to people to have, to let people come into this organization, to be there, to be good, and to enjoy themselves, and you're taking care of the fact that they exit nicely and peacefully. Now you get into training all of a sudden. So now it's a different world altogether, right? So I'm into training and development, and that's the only thing that I'm focused on. So you could be doing multiple stuff. You could be doing a lot of things around himself. The idea is for us to be able to see, how can I align myself to really who I am? So for me, it was just be. Can I just be while I'm doing this? Can I just be while I'm doing that? I might be in the kitchen sometimes, I do, I'm quite good with making rotis and parathas. So yeah. So sometimes you have your family saying, no, I want you to make this paratha. My nephew loves to have cheese parathas, all right? So I'm supposed to be making cheese parathas with him. Well, what am I just be? If I'm just being while I'm doing that paratha, it's so passionate, so love it. And so there's no tiredness, there's no fatigue. I can do that and I can give it, and I'm still happy and I'm joyous about it. So here we go back to seeing what is it that we are really driving at. So we'll come to a beautiful conclusion. Don't worry. So being courageous, awe-inspiring, and serene is very important for me. And I love to explore possibilities of the self, expressing this to others. That's something that I will do every time. Even if it's not aligned to my direct work, I want to do it outside of work, and I will continue doing it. This morning, I was doing a session for a beautiful audience in San Francisco on jealousy. How do you overcome the fire of jealousy? So that's something I love to do. And so you can see that's amazing. That's great. Now, when you have this alignment of self, qualities, skills, talents, you're expressing it. You're doing it while you're being who you are. And then you're achieving. So for example, you want to achieve some great things. You want to reach the height of a certain corporate level. You want to achieve this in terms of constructing and building this for yourself and for your family and for others. But whatever you want to achieve, you've got to achieve that whilst you make a real difference to others, because that's exactly what everybody eventually, self-actualization is. They're all about, not about myself, but really, why am I here? What's my main purpose? And then when you start seeing from nature, you start seeing, the mountain, or you see the sun or the moon, whatever, they are there, they're existing to give. And we also are part of this beautiful, cosmos in nature. And so when we come here, we have a beautiful purpose, that is to give, to contribute, to make a difference. And so when you start understanding that I'm here to make a difference, and how? Being yourself, doing what you got to do, you will start giving to others. Let me show you a classic example of somebody I met recently who was able to do these three things, and she doesn't even know it. She doesn't even know it. Now, this lady's name is Indrani, all right? Indrani, we call her Indrani Ma for mother, because she's much elder to us, for sure. Now, she was in the hospital where my mother was being treated for a hip that she had fractured. And so that caused a lot of problems. So 3 months, she cannot get off the bed. So she's going to be on the bed. And so she's got to use a bedpan, diapers, and all of those things have to be taken care of. And so you can imagine, I'm talking about a job that people may not want to really think about. This is the kind of job I wanted, but here's this lady who does that. She does that job. She does the cleaning and she takes care of it completely. And she's in a hospital which has got another 40, 50 beds. And so she's got to do this for multiple number of people. The kind of passion that I saw her with, she did these things, the energy, the kind of, she sleeps. Okay, let me just take you, put it in perspective. She's about 58 years old. She sleeps for 2.5 hours in the night. That's it, 2.5 hours. And so whenever she comes to the room, she comes to do things and I offer her, you'll have something to eat? She says, no. Fruits, fruits are something, all these. She says, I have never touched fruits in my life. I will never touch fruits. I said, wow, where do you get all that? She said, I have tea, I have coffee, and I have betel nut leaf. These betel nut leaf, they love to have those things. So that's the only thing. If you have those, give that to me. Otherwise, I'm not having anything else. So of course she has her food and her meals, but very less. And these are the things she has most of the time. Now, whenever you call her, she would have come to help my mother every day, at least 12 to 13 times in the day, in the night, another 5 to 6 times. Just call her and she's there. But she comes with a smile. She comes with the cheer, with the glow in her face that you wonder. And she's so proud to say, I just sleep for 2.5 hours and that's it. So that's the kind of passion with which she does her work. She's not having any patients to look at. She's down in the canteen, washing vegetables and doing stuff for them. And then I remember just going there and saying, listen, can you come up? She drops things in a second and she's up there and she's excited. She just finishes, goes back. You call her in 5 minutes, she's back again and she's excited. So I say, wow, here's somebody who's got passion, an amazing amount of passion. And this is that wonderful lady that I'm talking to you about, that I took a picture. I said, you know what? You displayed qualities of a true leader. Because I asked her a question. I said, can you come with me, taking our mother away? We had to go home. So we wanted somebody to take care of her 3 months. I said, come with me, just 3 months, be with my mother, and then you can come back to the hospital. She says, you know what? If I come to your place for 3 months, and this is what really struck me, I'll be serving only one person, your mother. By staying here in the hospital, I'm going to serve in that 3 months, I'll be saving about 200 to 300 people. So I want to be here. I want to serve many, many people. I'm sure you can find somebody who is not going to be coming here to take care of your mother. And I felt, wow, look at the reason why she wanted to be there. And I tried to, encourage her and tell her, listen, you'll get whatever you want. Just tell me and you'll come there. But she was not interested at all, because she felt that she was making a difference out there. And she knew it, that she was making a difference. She was like the go-to person. You can put 5 nurses together and this lady alone, and she would do something far more higher in terms of the level of energy that she had in terms of doing what she was supposed to do in terms of her duty. So alignment is key. I feel it's so important for us to stay aligned with those beautiful things that we have in our life. And then expressing that is okay. So there are 2 things, and I like to close with this as we go into a meditation. There are 2 very important things when you talk about purpose and passion. One is the doing, one is the being. You are doing things. So you can think about your skills, your talents, think about what is available for you. Yeah. So as I said, sometimes you could be doing what you like, but not everybody may have the same fortune. But remember, it's more important to like what you do. That's more important. And that's what you should start focusing on. Because I believe if you are being who you are, and if you like what you're doing, there is, the universe will ensure that you contribute the best that you possibly can. And you will have people who will come and take from you. You won't even probably know it when you start doing that for yourself. So there's a doing journey, there's a being journey. You're doing and you're being. So you are doing what you're good at, you're skilled with, you're talented, or you're doing whatever you got a job for. I've seen CVs of people who say, looking for a job on customer service, human resources, sales, or engineering, or anything else that you like. I say, oh my God. So fine. It's interesting that you want to really, you have this huge range and you're ready to do whatever you want. And so kind of that's probably the way the situation is of people. And we are truly compassionate in terms of, we empathize with them, right? Because they really want to get to doing something. Now, Doing is just one part of it. But the second part and the more important part is the being while I'm doing. The being while I'm doing. And so if I can see how I can ensure that I am being those qualities that I've just spoken of. Right? Everybody spoke of that thing in nature and the three things, those qualities of yours. If you can align yourself to those and bring that into whatever you're doing, and it's possible. It's possible. You just have to be a little creative. You might have to move out of your comfort zone. It's not easy, trust me. If you want to be passionate, you want to be passionate, you want to follow purpose, you got to move out of your comfort zones. Sitting in your comfort zone, you're not going to get there. Believe me, you've got to move out. You cannot be lackadaisical, lazy, careless, inactive. Okay, it's okay. I'm anyway sitting here and getting what I want. And you see, there are so many people in the world who have that attitude and they don't do the best job in their service. I'm sure we've all gone and had subject to those things. I've got numerous examples of people who are there warming those chairs, taking their salaries with zero passion. That's what they're doing. It's so sad, They're probably good at what they're doing, which is why they're still there, But they don't. That's it. They're in that comfort zones, So very important that we shift ourselves, move out of that comfort zone, and start seeing how I can bring in all those qualities that I am truly, let's say, that I value inside, that I stand for, that I resonate with, and see if I can bring that out into what I am doing. So you're doing and you're being, and then you match the two. You are in many ways fulfilling your purpose, because remember, we are having these qualities. Experiencing those and expressing them is one of the greatest, I would say, purposes of any human soul. We are here, we've been created, and we've been given these qualities only so I can share it with others and I express it with others. When I start expressing that, I touch lives, I make a difference to people, a huge difference to people. And it may not be 1 million people must be, only then I'm fulfilling my purpose in life. No. Don't get stuck in numbers. It's the quality that you got to be really focused on. It's the quality of what you're doing. If you're able to see that I am demonstrating and aligning myself in everything that I'm doing, then we are being fantastic. And the sky is the limit for us then. If you're able to match these two, the sky is the limit. And we will go places, people will call you, you'll start seeing doors opening up, you'll see opportunities and stuff moving, and you'll get to the space that you really feel that you want to be most of the time. Good. Any more questions that you might have? I mean, you've not even had a single question, but any questions that you might have? Silence would mean no questions. Questions? Okay, so if we don't have questions.
Yeah, I have one question, Prakash.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sometimes I feel that when I'm doing that regularly, the similar job, for example, it's not that something new every day, but most of the time a similar job, then initially that passion and interest, it's become like a repetition. Mm-hmm. Then that lack of newness and lack of creativity in the job. So it's not having the similar level of energy when I'm doing again and again similar type of work. Mm-hmm. How I can sustain that newness and creativity when we are doing the similar kind of work again and again, so that that passion is there.
Okay, beautiful. Now I'm just looking at those three people who are, breaking stones. The first person is saying, I'm doing this job every single day, I'm getting bored. The third guy, he's doing the same job, probably for 10 years, who knows, 15 years, but he's enjoying himself. There's no such question of being bored. Why? He's seeing the bigger picture of what he's doing. He's seeing how so many people are being affected by what he's doing. So many people are being, I'm contributing to something much larger than just breaking stone. So don't get stuck into saying, I'm just doing the same thing and how do I get? So you got to see ways in which you are first putting passion and seeing how you're expressing that through what you're doing. So it's the doing and the being. Doing is just a small part. The being should come out. As I said, when the being comes out, you start expanding your doing. The more and more people get affected, more and more people get to see and understand. And then you'll start seeing how you are enjoying every single bit of what you're doing. There are people who could, like say doctors, heart surgeons. Every day he's doing 3 heart surgeries, 4 heart surgeries every single day. Just imagine it's my turn. He's already done 1,000 surgeries. It's my turn. I'm sitting over there. And he comes and says, Prakash, I just want to have a chat with you. Yes, sir. Tell me, doctor, go ahead. I'm quite bored of what I'm doing. Do you think I'll ever go on that in that theater with him and say, okay, now please do my surgery? I said, can I get away from this place, please? Because the last thing I want is that his passion should dip even by 1 inch. All right. I want him to stay. In fact, I should tell him that, doctor, you've already done 1,000. Don't you think you should be even more passionate than ever before and be so proud of yourself and know that you're making such a huge difference to the world? So what we do is we need to see the bigger picture and ensure that passion is in my hands. It's nothing to do with what I'm doing, actually. Just align yourself with what you are in terms of who you are and see the bigger picture and see how you're making a difference and constantly keep progressing. Get more out of yourself, more of the comfort zone. As I said, comfort zone syndrome is very, very bad. When you get comfort zone syndromic, then there's a problem and then you start losing your trade and everything else crumples. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Prakash. Yeah, it's clear. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it's at 7 and let's take a few moments to just get into silence and then see how we can be passionate about things we are doing and start contributing more. So we're fulfilling the true purpose of of our existence, which is to give, to make a difference. True purpose. Is in being selfless. Truly selfless. Think about giving, think about contributing to others in various forms. Giving is not just So I'd like you to just reflect on this word purpose. It's simply about why are you here? To give. Because while I give, I'm the first person to experience. When I give peace, I experience peace. When I give happiness, I experience happiness. When I give love, I experience love. So whilst the purpose is to give, nature has been so beautiful to design this purpose in such a way that when anybody fulfills their purpose, they are at their highest level of experiencing the best of life, the most enriched life. Life is beautiful then. So all I've got to do is express my true self, my nature. Yes, there has to be a direction. There must be a goal. There must be a big picture that I'm able to look forward towards, and I'm constantly pursuing that whilst I leave my comfort zone. And I must have a very, very big, high, beautiful goal that I set for myself, and I measure how I progress towards it on a daily basis. Not a goal that is anybody else's, not following somebody else's footsteps because they have done it, but truly to be aligned with who I am. What do I really feel passionate about? And then seeing that I have a picture before me, a goal that is so high that it doesn't let me sleep unless I've done something meaningful towards that goal. When I wake up, I see that goal in front of me and I say, yes, yes, thank you to the Supreme, thank you, God, for giving me yet another opportunity to do something towards that goal of mine. And whilst you're doing it, whatever actions you're taking, whatever maybe what you're doing, bring your qualities, demonstrate them, express them. Take moments through the day and just reflect back on your qualities. And just even to be aware of that while you're doing anything makes you feel far better. Just being aware of my qualities whilst I do something. So through the day, just bring those qualities to the mind to see, okay, this is what I am and this is how I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Let them be your guiding principles. And as long as you stay within those, you will never regret a single day of yours that you have lived. Your greatest regrets are when you live outside your qualities, outside who you truly are. Staying aligned is what I'm going to do from today onwards. And everything that I do, I know has a bigger picture. And so I'm going to keep that bigger picture in front of me. The difference I make to so many people. So let's take a minute now in silence and just contemplate on these ideas. So may you all constantly be passionate and keep pursuing your purpose every single moment, every single day. From me, it is goodbye to everybody. Adios and see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prakash. Bye.
Really inspiring.
Excellent.
Thank you, Prakash bhai.
Over to you, Nikhil bhai.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. I am so excited now. I'm passionate. Wow. I'm feeling so energetic now. You know, after listening to you, Prakash, and yeah, I feel so excited now. A lot of learnings I did, you know, really going deep to my qualities and, you know, going deep into courage, inspiring serenity, as he said, and in terms of alignment with yourself and expressing, and then again to achieving. That made me think again, and seeing the big picture. This is notes what I took it, seeing a big picture, and every human being has a purpose with him, and also all the nature is about giving. So if we really give, the first person to get is ourselves. So amazing. I mean, it was, for me, Prakash was powerhouse, or powerhouse of motivation. The energy, as I spoke, I think, I hope everybody feels the same way. Anybody has any questions? If there is no question, let's say thumbs up and thank you to everyone. We have sent out to you a feedback form through your chat box, and then if you can just give us your feedback on us, that will be great. I would invite you for next sessions as well through that email, some of the information you provide us. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Where is the chat?